We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You're knowing what you are wanting. You are among the rare humans who have come to appreciate the contrast of your time and place. Often, your lips say yes, but depending upon the severity of the contrast, sometimes what you offer vibrationally is not quite a match to the word yes that you speak to that. For it seems that what most humans really mean when we say, "Are you appreciating the contrast of your time and place?" is, yes, as long as things are going the way I like them to go. Then choosing among the lovely things that are out there, that's just fine with me. But when we ask, "Are you appreciating the contrast of your time and place?" we are not asking, "Do you like the bad things that are happening? And do you applaud them right along with the good things?" What we're asking is, are you acknowledging that in this environment of perfect balance and utter freedom, that if that which you adore must be allowed as part of the mix, then that which you don't adore must be allowed as part of the mix. Sometimes our friends say, "Well, I could hear that and accept it if you would say, that which I adore must be part of the mix." Yes, I like that. And I can also accept that that which others adore must be part of the mix. But I have a hard time accepting that something that I abhor could be something that someone else adores. Aren't horrible things just horrible things? And we say there is a case to be made for that, and you keep trying to make it in your world courts. In other words, you keep wanting to sift through the content of your time-space reality. You want to find those things that most can, if not agree on, at least accept. But most of you still want to eradicate from your time-space contrasting balance those things that you believe that most would vote no to. And that's the thing that we're wanting to remind you once again can never be, nor need it ever be, for your joyous, fulfilled experience. When you come to realize that this is a vibrational universe that is attraction-based, and that as you offer a vibration, you match up with vibrations that abound. And as you match up with the vibrations that abound, those matching vibrations manifest in your experience. And that this vibrational universe that is managed by law of attraction is so superbly managed that it is not necessary for anyone to attempt the impossible of controlling the content of the mix. It's like saying, I'm a chef in a well-stocked kitchen, and my palate prefers this limited variety. In fact, I pretty much only eat one or two things. So there is no need for anything else in the kitchen. So let's throw out all of the things that I would not put into my pie. And we understand the logic in that. You say, I don't need it, I don't want it, and I prefer if others around me don't eat it too. But what we're wanting you to realize is in the very throwing out of the ingredients, they come right back. Because this is a universe that is based on attraction. It is all about inclusion, and there is no such thing as getting rid of anything. Because in your very effort to rid yourself of this unwanted thing, you achieve vibrational harmony with it, and it comes more fully into your experience. And so when we say to you, are you now appreciating the contrast of your time and place? We're asking conceptually, not specifically, as you look at those awful things you do not want. We're asking you, can you accept that the universe is big enough for all to create whatever they choose? And what someone else chooses need not affect you unless you are choosing it by your vibrational asking. And many of our friends say, well, Abraham, when you put it that way, I guess I cannot disagree with that. I'm certainly in my human form not wanting to disagree with the laws of the universe, but still, are there not extreme situations where there are those things that are so abhorrent that they deserve scrutiny and attention from the physical format? And we say, whatever you like is appropriate. Whatever you choose to give your attention to is your choice. And whatever you give your attention to will activate a vibration within you. And whatever activates a vibration within you will eventually manifest into your experience. And whatever manifests in your experience is always a perfect vibrational match to your vibration. The way you've been feeling matches your vibration matches the way you've been feeling. And everything is in perfect order when you understand the management of law of attraction. As we talk about the science of deliberate creation, we say to you that there are 3 parts in the equation. The first is asking, and that applies to every particle of consciousness, whether it is one of the cells in your body or whether it is you in your fully functioning conscious personality. So when you ask, source energy always answers. Step 1, step 2. You ask, source energy answers. It is the 3rd part of the equation that is most significant for you to understand. And it is really the part that we believe deliberate creating is really about for you. And that is, once you've asked, understanding that source energy always immediately answers, it is your work, in fact, really your only work, to then bring yourself into vibrational harmony with that which you have asked for. Now, when you come to understand that and you have the opportunity to practice it in your own life experience, what you begin to notice is that the content of that which surrounds you, the contrast of the soup that you are living within, automatically stirs within you your determined preferences. You just cannot be this evaluating, focused consciousness with your opinions and preferences and ideologies without acknowledging, hey, this is a good thing. Hey, this is a bad thing. I really don't want that. I really do want this. And it's happening on all levels of your being. So as you are moving around in your environment, desire is naturally emanating from you vibrationally, even if you never spoke a word. You are not asking with your tongue or words, you are asking with the vibration that emanates from you. You might even say you're asking from your preference. You're asking from that which you feel and know and desire. You're asking from your preferences. And so every subtle or bold, not so subtle, preference that emanates from you is immediately read and known by source energy and is instantaneously responded to by the energy that creates worlds, by the energy that certainly has the ability to line up circumstances and events in an orchestrational pattern beyond any physical human description for the fulfillment of any amazing thing that you have conjured or determined in your physical environment. And then the next thing that you must do is be a vibrational match to that which you are asking for. Some of you have heard us say, we've been saying it a lot lately, that you cannot get it wrong and that you will never get it done. And we want to point out to you that the reason that you cannot get it wrong is because you cannot get it done. Because as you stand in contrast and something happens which you abhor, out of that awareness is born within you, no matter what words are uttered from you. Whether you utter positive sounding words like, oh boy, wouldn't I really prefer something different from this? Or whether you utter outrageous words of anger and hate as you say, I will not stand for this, I cannot stand for this to happen. It does not matter how positive or negative your words sound, in that contrasting experience, you are giving birth to desire. And source energy hears every desire and answers it. So the big question is, what are you going to allow? When we talk about the science of deliberate creation, we've noticed that until you've come to accept that it is a vibrational universe, and until you come to accept that the universe is magnetic in the same way that your radio signals are, when you come to accept that what you think and feel is always a vibrational match to what you get, once you understand that basis of the universe, then everything else falls easily into place. For when you understand that nothing comes to you that you are not vibrationally inviting or allowing, then you are less needing to change conditions around you that you really have no control about in order to be in your happy place. It is a very confounding place for most humans to stand in a sea of contrast, much of which they disapprove of. In fact, much of which they greatly fear. and to recognize they have no control over it. And then they attempt, with their puny vote, or their puny bomb, or their puny influence of a physical action nature, to control the circumstances that surround, hoping that they can hack away, that they can chop off at the knees, that they can just obliterate in some small measure part of the scourge of the planet, so that maybe they can then just relax just a little bit for a little while in their belief that they have gotten rid of something unwanted, and now in the obliteration of the unwanted, they can live in a wanted space. We want so much for you to discover the joyous, delicious freedom in recognizing that you cannot control them, but that you do not have to. That you cannot control what others are choosing to do or experience, but you can control your vibrational participation with it. And once you understand about vibrational participation, then and only are you able to be the absolute allower that you were born to be. When we talk about being an allower, many misunderstand. They think that allower means let someone spit in your face and don't spit back. Or let someone abuse someone that is important to you and just passively do nothing about it. Grin and bear it. Tolerate the injustice. And what we want to say to you is, in allowing, there is no tolerance, because in the moment of tolerance, there is usually anger or fear or rage, just absence of action about it. While in the art of allowing, it is true there is not the aggressive action, but there is also not the pushing against in the form of anger or fear either. What allowing truly is standing in my physical now and choosing a vibration that allows who I really am to be fully present within me in this moment. So when you are in the state of allowing, your source energy is flowing through you in a non-resisted way. When you are in the state of allowing, you are feeling love or appreciation. You are acknowledging well-being. You are knowing that all is well. You are looking for evidence of that. And you are reverberating your resounding affirmation of well-being in your moment of allowing. So in your moment of fear or in your moment of hate, even though there are circumstances where everyone would agree, including Abraham, that you are utterly justified in your temporarily disconnecting from who you really are, there is no value and nothing good has ever come from that feeling. Some say, well, I'm getting better and better at practicing the art of allowing. I'm discovering more and more that I can choose my own thought, take counsel from my own source energy. The world around me calls me Pollyanna. They say, you have your head in the sand. And you say, I'm getting pretty good at that. But what happens when everybody around me, most of which do not have a clue about the art of allowing, or about the science of deliberate creation, or about the law of attraction, what if they all get worried or frightened about something? Will that resounding, global, collective consciousness not have devastating effect upon all of us? And could I, as one allower, make any real difference? First, you as one allower can make a big difference, but the only difference that we're wanting you to make is in your own experience. We're not asking you to line up your energy so that you can save the world. The world does not need to be saved. The most significant thing that we're wanting to give to you here is that in a time of great upheaval, where there are billions of people focused simultaneously upon an event that brings forth within them strong determination about something, the most significant thing that we want you to hear is, can you feel the power of the asking that is coming forth from your global community? We've never seen greater asking in a focused period of time ever in your time-space reality. That's a tribute to your mass media, to your interconnectedness. In other words, you collectively sent out a big one. Now what happens is step 2 takes place. Source energy answers. Some of you have been listening to us for a while, and you're really getting it, that the more you ask, the more source energy flows, the more current there is for you to ride on. This is the energy that creates worlds that you are summoning through this powerfully focused desire.